Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is actually a little more special than usual because it's actually my very first podcast for this channel. My guest today is someone who is extremely talented in many forms of art. She is known for her craft in dance and modeling, and the content she puts out is nothing less than perfect. She is someone who I definitely look up to and gratefully call my best friend. Benita Reginald Constantine. Hello.
Hello.
So to start, just for people that don't know you or haven't gotten across like your content or your page or whatever it is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I went to the University of Waterloo. I did a sociology and legal studies degree there. I'm aspiring to become a lawyer, so I did law school in the UK. I went to the University of Sussex, and then now I'm back doing my licensing process. I'm articling with the city of Brampton while I'm studying for the bar as we speak.
So you mentioned dancing. So when did you start dancing? Did you go to dance class? And if you did, do you still continue to go today?
Yeah, so I started going to dance class at the age of 7. My guru is Vasu Sinrasa. He was an inspiration to a lot of students, and you can still tell there's a lot of Vasu Sinrasa dance students that still to this day dance.
So I know for me, like when I first started going to dance class, it was always forced. Like my mom would literally have to drag me out of bed to like go to dance. So Did you ever have that period, or were you always like passionate about
it? 100%. Like till this day, I still hate waking up in the morning, right? I had that phase, like I think from like 7 to maybe 10, 11, like every time they'd be like, oh my God, dance class kapor. I'd be like, you know, I think as I like grew to understand the art, and like I said, like my guru would teach me more than just, okay, this is ta te te ta, all right, go do it type of thing. There was more so of like a background to it.
He actually described like what the dances actually meant and like whatever.
Yeah, like, you know,
he brought interest to it.
Exactly, 100%.
In relation to dance, was there any influence from Waterloo? You mentioned that you went to Waterloo. So I'm wondering if there's any influence from Waterloo that actually led you into thinking about content creation, and where was the start of opening yourself up to this idea?
Yeah, so with Waterloo, dance was a huge decision when it came to picking my university, right? I've always wanted to be a part of Waterloo Warriors. Right? It was a huge thing. And like I remember my first year of university when I walked into I think it's like the day where it's like join student clubs and stuff like that. I remember going to the TSA booth asking, hey, how can I join Waterloo Warriors? And then that year in 2011 there was no Tamil like dance team. And then one of my friends called me, like an upper year called me, and he was just like, no, actually wait, like one of my friends actually knows of another competition happening, which was NATS. And I eventually joined that and did it for I think all of my university until autumn came. And to even think that my first competition was 9 years ago, it's quite crazy.
And even like because you joined like this whole like dance team or whatever it is, like that's how Tobin found you, like for Shadow Entertainment. He literally came to one of your practices or whatever it is. He saw you and he's like, let me message this girl.
It was crazy. It was, I think, my second year NAX competition, right? It was after that. That's when, you know, my best friend Tobin reached out. Right? He's like, hey man, I wanna start this thing called Shadow Entertainment, and I want you to be a part of it. And oh my God, like Shadow has been like my family. I've grown through there. It pushes me, and it's like it's an outlet for like all those dancers to like, you know, bring forward their idea, their creative outlet to create something, you know? Shadow is something that I'm still part of, and I think I will continue to be a part of, if it's like not even just dancing, just choreographing a piece, or like, you know, helping wherever I can. But yeah, even to this day, like you see all these dancers putting out content, not content, like videos, right? Like classes and stuff, and you're just like, it's such a large community, and it's great to see what people have grown into with their talent.
So this is all in accordance to dance right now. So we're gonna start off with YouTube. Okay, the first video you uploaded on YouTube is called Ahaya. So first of all, I think that this is literally such a beautiful piece. This is one of the first shoots that I've actually been to, because you brought me along to this one.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were there.
Yeah. And I didn't know like how much work and how much like preparation shoots
Mhm.
actually needed and how long it takes.
Yeah.
So, because it was your first shoot, what were you kind of stressed about? Because obviously, it's your first shoot, there's definitely going to be stress involved in it. So, this could include like going from finding the right videographer to finding like the right shoot location, or even just like finding a video name to begin with. So, what was your experience like?
So back then, like honestly, still forever grateful for Ruben Uncle. Like he's literally still to this day still helping like the younger community like by videographing any video. So back then I reached out to him and I was like, hey uncle, like I have this project in mind, like would you be able to help me out? And you know, right then and there, like he said yes. Then Sahana and Keithana are two that I've danced very closely with throughout dance class. So we thought of this idea, and it's a classic song. So we were just like, okay, we definitely want to do this song. And I think we came up with the name Ahayam. Well, it's because it had to do, the song itself has to do with like, you know, the breeze of the wind, right? Like stuff like that. So we just called it like the sky basically is what it means. And in terms of like putting it together, I still remember, I think we were at your apartment when the day was like releasing at your house. Yeah. I don't know. I felt a little weird about it because at that time videos weren't a thing, but it just felt like, you know, it was just felt like just a natural thing. I didn't stress much. Like to be honest, I think I stress a lot more now when it comes to putting videos together compared to how I did it back then.
But also, like, I think, especially with you, like, yes, it was your first video, but the reason that you feel more, not pressure, but like you feel like you want to do better now is because there's even videos that you do that you haven't released, right? And the reason behind it is because you're like, yeah, like I liked it then, but I don't like it now, so I don't want to release it anymore.
Yeah.
So like it's just standards that you keep for yourself that you keep wanting to beat.
And that's true. Like, and that's the whole process of growth, right? Like you always want to do a bit better than what you've done.
So Blue Strings, like I was gonna mention that Blue Strings is actually one of your most watched videos on YouTube. And so like you were just telling me a story on like how Pradeep from Wild Rabbit, it's actually his first video that he shot for
it's his first dance video. It's like a random video. We said, yo, let's definitely do this. And Pradeep came to the shoot, Xiaomi came to the shoot as well. And it was funny, like it's still my favorite shot. It's like a shot of like where Pradeep literally with his camera, he goes like around like this while we're dancing. And back then he didn't have a gimbal, right? So he was just like, Xiaomi, go get me a chair, right? And then Xiaomi literally like dragged him around, right? Like she had to do it, making sure like, you know, he doesn't move. So the footage comes out like, you know, clean, whatever. But dragged him around to get that shot. And
that's crazy.
You know, it's crazy, like what we had to do back then. You know, we worked with what we had. I think that's where the appreciation is with like work that we did back then.
So you mentioned that you went to London for law school. So for most people, obviously leaving a country is already like a huge step, which it was for you as well. But I think like with the overseas video, that was actually shot in London as well. So tell us about the experience of like how you actually managed to get people to join the group, agree to do the dance together, and then even find like shoot locations, videographers, wherever, when we are in a location where you don't know anyone.
To be honest, I think overseas is something it really meant a big deal to me. Before I was even going to go to London, and even while I was there, I wanted to do something there, but I didn't know exactly what. I was luckily introduced to one of my really good friends, Sindhu. It was just an Instagram call out on her page saying, looking for classical dancers. I think what the challenge was initially was, usually I think I am used to, I guess, dancing with people where I do know their skill level or how they dance. And believe it or not, there were 2 dancers on that piece that were not classically trained.
Really?
Right. There's 2 dancers not classically trained, but I think what I loved about it is that the eager to learn. You know, we put together a piece, but when I put it together and we got back the footage, a lot of us were a little disappointed because it rained that day. It was so cold and no one was able to feel their feet or their like fingers. It was just, it was a shit show. Halliston, CC7, right? His work always spoke to how I would visualize things to be, right? And then I knew every time I rewatched clips, I was like, no, there's something in this. There's something in this. And I just wanted to see it together. I reached out to Zenith, right? My lifesavers in this project. I reached out to Zenith and I was like, this is all.
Do your magic.
Do your magic, like they did. And they literally did. You know that scene where it goes from like day to night, right? It was just,
everything works so well together.
And that piece literally, like, it just goes to show, like, it doesn't matter if it didn't go well that day or when you looked at it, still put it together. Like, you just can't give up.
So that's all the questions that I had for you on the basis of YouTube. But I do want to take a small break from like interviewing you and play a small game.
Okay.
So this game is kind of like passwords, except I'm not going to be just giving you one clue. I'm going to have a word which you have to guess, but I'm going to be giving you 3 clues that you can use to form your answer.
Okay.
Now, I didn't tell you this part. If you do get all of them right, or I would say majority, you get a prize.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The first one. It's 2 words, by the way. Okay. So your 3 clues are team, dance, weddings.
Oh, okay.
Entertainment? Yes. 1 into 1. Okay. Next one is video, Ruben Cam, Sky.
Aha,
yeah. And then the last one is, okay, so I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this one. Okay. But it's performance, winner, and the third one is I'm going to give you a sentence. Son, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Darth Vader.
No.
Star Wars.
Just wait.
Sorry. Oh, son, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Sing in the rain. I am singing in the rain.
Okay, I'm going to give you the clues again. Performance.
Okay.
Winner.
Yeah.
Son, what do you want to be when you grow up? How about a teacher?
Nax. No clap.
Star Wars. So, the next segment of questions is on Instagram. More recently, you've been posting content related to modeling. So was this something that you've always wanted to pursue? And if it was, whether it be an influencer or a company that you admire, who or what was your motivation or inspiration to start?
So basically, I feel like everything just happened. Modeling is not something that I wanted to pursue. It's definitely something like I do on the side. I was always the girl that loved to dress up and take photos wherever I go, like my outfit of the day type of things, and post them on Instagram. Mm-hmm. But I think everything started when I was in the UK after I did the Bridal Master course. And I worked with Jamani in a nude, like that shoot. It's like a networking thing. Like as soon as one photo's out, it just circulates, and then
literally.
I worked with also Rajam Silks in the UK. In the UK, I felt like when I came back here, people reached out to me, right? And it was definitely new. It was like, oh, what am I doing? Is this what I want to do? Type of thing. You know, everyone knows my go-to pose is closing my eyes and whatever, because I don't know what else to do half the time. I am very picky with who I work with. And so like, as of now, like I've only worked with people like the brand if I like it, if I
can relate with it.
Type of thing.
So it just goes to show like as well that how much like connecting with someone, and just like how you said, like networking, can bring you to a place where you never thought you would be, because that's where this all started for you, right?
Yeah, no, to be honest, like you're right. Like I didn't think like, hey, let's go be a model.
Yeah.
Thing, right? I still to this day I'm a little like
scared,
having other people see my work and stuff like that, but you know, I'm growing to adapt to that. I'm growing to be a bit more open, and I do want to be a bit more open even about my personal self, so people can get to know me exactly, other than seeing just a photo of me, because that doesn't really tell them who I really am.
There's actually like YouTubers and stuff that I watched where they're like you actually get more insight as to the person that you're watching or like you're seeing on Instagram, whatever, when they're being real, when they're showing that they're actually human as well. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And I feel like I personally, like the people that I follow that I actually tune in with very well, it's because they show them their real self.
Exactly. Right? So now is a time where everyone is under a strict lockdown, obviously. So this is a period where many content creators are actually feeling stuck, right? So what was your plan B, or what were some obstacles that you went through during this time, and how did you stay motivated to keep going?
To stay motivated, just keep finding something to be inspired by. Keep finding something that you want to try differently or do differently, right? Yeah. Like, for example, like that shoot that I did wearing all the Etika jewelry, like that was a shoot that I was telling you, like I had that planned for literally 2 to 3 weeks, and I just couldn't get myself to like create the set in downstairs, like do all that work. But you know, when I did that, I was so happy. I was really happy. I was just like, I don't even care how this comes out, but I was happy I was able to just get up and do it. Your main support system will be there to back you up. And I think that's all that matters. I feel like my main circle just tells me, yo, you did a good job or whatever. I'm quite content with that.
Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys got a little more insight into what content creation is and what goes on behind the scenes, things like that. Benny, thank you so much for being here. I know how busy you are, so I do truly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.